And both myself and the other officer, fired a total of 32 rounds in 13 seconds were fired in that situation. 6 by the suspect and 3 by me. And the other officer fired whatever the math is. He was able to reload his magazine and keep firing. And we shot and killed the suspect in the street. So that's the closest that I ever came to losing somebody who was very dear to me and still is to this day. And that's a traumatic situation for a lot of people. And
Anybody.
people fail to realize that it's traumatic on the officers too. It's not just traumatic on the suspect's family, but you see very little in the media about how impactful those things are on the police.
So let's talk about that a little bit. That was in 2002, you
Yes,
said?
yeah.
Okay. So I always went through that in my head. What would happen if I ever got in a situation where I was in a situation like that? The first thing I think I would be, I've seen previous interviews with you where you talk about where you yourself were Mirandized. That would piss me off. And I've thought that through. Hey, F you, I just did my job. I would be pissed. Which wouldn't be good. And that's why I always talk myself through that scenario. How are you going to handle God forbid, but how would you handle that, Sam, if you were in that position and now all of a sudden people are coming after, I would think give me a little space here. But that probably happened right away, right? Because you debrief pretty quickly.
Yes,